Hang on.
Starting.
Okay,
Oh.
okay, here we go.
Hello, viewers. I'm Vinnie Sims, and this is a live viewer Geekgasm Hangout, and I'm here joined with Colby Armstrong. Colby, is there any link that you want the viewers, or whenever this is done,
Oh, well,
to visit you?
I have a channel called Colby Armstrong. If you want to follow me anywhere, it's all in any of the videos descriptions. So, but yeah, I'm on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and yeah.
Okay. So this is a live viewer. Did I say patron earlier? But anyways,
No,
this is a
I don't
live
think you said
viewer
patron.
Geekgasm Hangout. I don't really have an agenda of what's going to be going on in this live stream, but I do have one thing that I'm going to be talking about, probably this whole thing with Kobe. Apple. Apple tomorrow is Apple's keynote, and I think they'll be announcing the iPhone 6,
Most
and
likely.
some other products, or at least testing them out or showing us of how they work and all kinds of that stuff. So,
Yep.
what is that? What's playing?
It's you, because I have headphones in. Oh,
Um,
do you have
so,
the
ooh.
YouTube live page open, like
Let
or
me
the
just.
live control room?
Anyways, I'm not really gonna care about the link. So, I guess it was me. So since Apple's keynote is tomorrow, I just wanted to talk about that probably during this whole live stream. We're going to go about for half an hour or so, and around 4 o'clock. So Apple is probably going to be releasing their iPhone 6 tomorrow, iPhone 6, and that's what the rumor is naming the iPhone. Any thoughts on it, Kobe, or opinions or
Yeah,
thoughts or
I
anything?
think um when Samsung came out with the bigger phone, right? I think oh
Hmm?
god, I think they should have took that and been like, okay, people are making bigger phones and making more money. Why did Apple pick up and be like, oh, okay, are you yeah, you're
Could you
muted.
please hold your thought? I'm getting something back. Something's playing in my you hear that? I don't know what's playing.
Oh yeah, I hear it, but
Oh, I think I could find it. Oh yeah, right here.
what is
I
it?
had another tab open. It was
Do you
just
use Chrome? What
yeah,
do
it
you
was
use?
Chrome. So, um now let's go ahead and so we're now live. Okay. So what were you saying about the iPhone 6? Sorry. I
Hopefully the iPhone 6 is bigger. I don't think it should be too bigger than the 4.7 inch because eventually it starts to get like too big for my pocket because then I gotta like get special sized pockets. But when Samsung released the Galaxy like Note 1 when this thing was huge, why
mhm.
didn't Apple pick up on that and be like, so someone's making more money off of that, and it's a bigger phone? Why didn't Apple keep going with the 5 and then the 5S and I just
Why are you saying why didn't they just skip to like a bigger screen?
yeah, or like they keep the same
Four
screen size for a long time, and
the 4-inch screen?
yeah, the
The
4.6.
size?
Yeah, I
I
think last year or the year before they should have been like, oh, okay, we're going bigger and better, and I don't know. That's probably me, but
Yeah. Well, me personally, I think Apple doesn't just want to rush their products. They
oh no,
started off with what was the iPod screen or the actual iPhone, the iPhone 4? What screen size was that? Like
oh
three
no,
inches?
well no, the iPhone 4 was a 4, no, 3 inch screen, and then the
Yeah, it must have been.
three, and then the 3 was like a 2.5,
Yeah.
right?
So what I think Apple is doing is they're just slowly moving their way up to get a bigger screen because they don't want to rush their screen sizes. So like if you have a 3-inch screen on your iPhone 4 or whatever the phone is, Apple, if it's an iPhone, they don't want to skip right from a 3-inch screen to go to a 5 or 5.5.
Yep,
They want to have different screen size options with that phone. So you
totally.
can so if you want a different phone in a different screen size, then you can choose between all those models they have. So that's what I think. That's just my opinion, and it's also for your own what's the word
Needs.
I should say? It's for your own comfort, I guess.
or
Like
need to see it because I watched a video with like Lou from Unbox Therapy, and he said eventually it becomes too big. Like the Galaxy Note series, it's just too big. Like I don't, but I
a
feel like
phablet. It's a
yeah,
phone and a tablet.
yeah, I feel like there's so much wasted space on that here everything is lined up perfectly and there's no wasted space. Everything's perfect.
Well, it's all compact in. It's not
Yeah,
like what you
because
said.
I don't
Wait,
need. Yeah, because the way Android is, they have this big gap in the middle where it's just the wallpaper. And
right.
the bigger the phone you get, the more their gap is. And it's just, I don't know.
Well, that's your thought. So, the iPhone. Now, what about the iWatch or the iTime or whatever they're going to be calling it? Do you have? Will you be if they actually make one? Will you be buying it? Will you be? This is rumors, so if this, we're just saying if they do come out with one, what would you use it for, and what are your thoughts and opinions on it?
Um, I would get one. I would honestly, I've never had a smartwatch. I might pick up a Pebble smartwatch just to see what a smartwatch is like.
Hmm.
I don't want any add-ons. It's like I don't want to have to download a whole nother app just to make sure it works. But the Apple iWatch, whatever you want to call it, does seem very interesting. From what I've seen of what the rumors are, it does seem very interesting, and I would use
Yeah.
it. I would use it just to say like, yeah, I can take my calls on my wrist, and but also to unbox it and to review it because it just seems very interesting. Like it's almost like a smartphone on your wrist.
Yeah, that's true. But the only reason why I haven't got a Google Watch is because I don't think it's compatible with my iPhone. And this is the only phone that I have. I have plenty of other phones, but I don't use them, and they're not active with a
You're not,
plan.
you're not, you're not one
So
of those people who
it's like,
hoards phones.
what's the point of me buying a Google Watch or whatever they're calling it, Pebble, if I can't use it with a phone that's compatible with it or that has the same ecosystem?
I would have bought the Moto 360 and all that, but I'm like, wait, that's Android. Is it gonna work on my iOS device? So I'm like, oh wait, never mind. Like I'm just gonna step back.
Plus, the only reason why I got an iPhone is because I have all these other Apple products. Yeah, my Mac, my iPad, my Apple TV. All these products come into one ecosystem, and that's what makes them really stand out.
Yeah, because when we upgraded our phones, my mom, my dad, and my brother got Galaxy S4s. I got the iPhone 5C, and my brother asked why, and I said, well, I have an iTunes account, I got an iPad, I got an iPod, and I got an iPhone. Everything's together.
Hmm.
So it's not like I have to like, oh, I want to go play this game. I have to go to this device. It doesn't matter what one I go to because it will be there. I can
That's
be like,
right.
okay, yeah, and
Yeah.
I do like when you download an app, it downloads on all the other on devices. Cause
Yeah.
that's when I'm like, oh, I had to just go to, cause on iOS 6 you had to go to each device and do it manually. I'm like, oh, this is like horrible, but it's not
Now,
that bad.
now speaking of iOS 6, is that what you said?
Yeah,
Today, I got from my friend. His name was Hayden.
an
I
iPod.
got I got this from him. I got two iPods. One of them is the iPod first generation. It is still running.
Really,
Let me just. I wonder if I don't even know. Yeah, you could lower the screen size. Let me go ahead and lower the screen size. Screen size. Yeah.
you don't
Screen
have
brightness.
you don't have
Uh,
control center, so you gotta be easy. But yeah,
yeah. So this is the first generation iPod. It's still running, I think iOS 6 or iOS 5, and I don't know. Can I get some of the? There you go. Some of these
Instagram.
are all the applications, and
Yeah, you have that like whole page dedicated to search.
yeah.
Yeah.
So some of the things on here, like the App Store, you
Yeah.
can't really download any apps because
Oh
everything
no, it's empty.
this iPod is outdated basically.
It's
Now
basically
I want
empty.
to go through the how the way it looks. It kind of looks like to me. It looks like the iPod, like or actually, yeah, the iPod 5 a little bit. The way it's designed on the side, and there's no
Here is the iPod 5 16 gig, and Everything
Yeah,
looks the same almost, just obviously a bigger screen,
guys. Yeah, but this one, if you notice, it
30
has no
pin.
it has no speaker. It has an audio jack, but in the charger port, the 30 pin connector, but it
But
has no speaker. But the thing is when you go ahead and let me see, if you slide to unlock, if you could hear the clicks. I don't know. Let me try to get it in the mic.
yeah, you can it.
It just sounds different. But
Yeah.
where is that sound coming from?
I feel like it's coming from one of the ports. I feel like it's coming from one of the ports. Because it
And then when
has
you
to.
shut it off,
Yeah, I heard that. And now,
so
so
this
you
is
got two of them, right?
yeah, so this is one of them, but I actually got a different one, so I just want to show you. There's the little antenna spot, and then
For
there's no
Wi-Fi.
camera, there's no volume adjustments. It's just and it's scratched obviously because it's been used, but hey, it's pretty kind of a cool thing, I guess. It's kind
It's
of a classic.
nostalgic.
Now this one's really an even classicer one, I guess you could say. This is
Oh,
the
yeah.
iPod Mini,
Oh,
and look how thick it is.
that's probably almost as thick as my phone with the OtterBox case
Yeah.
on.
So this one, I actually have to charge it because it's dead. But my friend said you could listen to music, obviously, on it, and you can play games. And the screen is black and green, so it's not colored. There's no color screen. So,
Really?
and then there's the little, if I can get it, the little 30
30
pin
pin.
adapter, and then you have the hold or what's it called? Yeah, the hold button, I guess, or the lock button, and then you have your audio jack, and yeah. And then the screen is pretty small. So those I just wanted to say that today I got these little products from my friend today.
Now, speaking of screens being small, do you think the Apple's, if they do make their screen bigger, is it overdue? I
Like
don't think so.
is it too large? Are you trying to say?
No, is it like should they have made their screens bigger in the past?
Oh,
I don't think so.
me neither. I don't like
Because I
me
feel like this is the perfect size for me, for my comfort.
because it
Like,
has the one-handed experience.
yeah,
I
because
can
like
put my
on
full
the
hand.
Galaxy, you need the two hands.
I can put my full hand. Oh, Chad. Oh, I just got a notification from Chad. Invited you to the Hangout. He should be joining our Hangout. Um,
Okay, but on my Galaxy Notes, I need two hands to get apps over here. So
mhm.
it's so I don't think it's overdue, and I know because I on Google they have this thing called News, and you can select whatever one. And
Mhm.
one of the things was bigger iPhone is overdue for Apple, and I'm like, I don't think so. But I'm not sure if you obviously have a bigger hand, you want the bigger phone. So,
Yeah,
but this works for me, and
it comes down to your own. I'm not really sure what the word is. Your own
com- comfort, I
comfort.
guess.
Yeah, your own comfort. Because, like, if you want a larger screen, go
Go
for
ahead.
it. You want a smaller screen, that's the way you want it. And it also is the software too, because if you're gonna buy a phone, you get software with it. And I guess that's just I don't know if I'll be getting the iPhone 6. I don't know. I think if I were to get one, the iPhone 6, I'd probably go with the 4.7 or 5.5. I don't know. I haven't had experience with the phones because they haven't come out yet. So
I get experience from a neighbor of mine. He upgrades his phone for work every year, and that's his work phone. So I always get to try it out right when it comes out. I'm like, oh really? Like that seems nice, or whatever. Are
yeah,
you now since the Moto X just came out? Do you ever plan on switching to Android? Ever?
mm,
Not now.
I
Definitely.
may I may in the future. I don't. I'm not promising anyone. But right now, probably not. Why? Because I have all these Apple products, as I said earlier. They all work in one ecosystem, and they're compatible with every other device. So that's why.
If
So,
yeah,
so
good.
speaking of, so since we're talking about Apple, because this whole live stream is probably going to be based on it, since their keynote is tomorrow, they said earlier in their keynote, actually their last WWDC keynote
Yeah.
about OS 10 Yosemite and iOS 8. Now, since we both have iPhones, will you be upgrading? And what do you like
Yes.
about iOS 8?
I do like about iOS the quick type feature. I feel like Apple should have had that a long time ago. Now this is they really should have because Android had it years ago, and I'm
Yes.
thinking, where is
Plus,
Apple on that
plus,
train? Like,
plus, they also have the third-party app accessory thing, so you can change the way your app looks, just like Android. But
yeah, so you can have it look
Android,
different.
their doors are open. Android doors are open, but Apple, some of their doors are closed. So
So,
that's. Go ahead, say what you're gonna say.
uh, now what is your favorite part about iOS 8? Because I haven't really watched that keynote since last time they like since it was live streamed. So what is your favorite part about this?
I may have to go over some of the iOS 8 features, but I really don't know. I haven't experienced iOS 8 yet, so I don't really know what's my favorite thing about it because I haven't
Someone's calling
experienced,
you.
as I said. So I really don't know. Once iOS 8 comes out, I'll probably
Yep.
do a video on it. Actually, probably maybe live. I don't know. And you'll hear my thoughts on iOS 8 and then OS 10 Yosemite whenever they release that.
So
So about OS 10 Yosemite, do you have a Mac? Do you have anything that will work with OS 10?
no, but I do plan on getting a Mac Mini,
Pardon?
and I do plan on getting a Mac Mini
Hmm.
for because then I'll keep this laptop because this is actually perfectly fine. I plan on upgrading a few parts in this too, some more RAM, but it's perfectly fine. It does what I need, but I kind of want a Mac just so I can have both sides because I don't really have a favorite. I just have some things I like more about one, but then it always balances itself out. Uh,
Yeah.
Everything's digging. So I kind of either want a small MacBook, whatever, like a MacBook Air, um, or a Mac Mini.
Yeah, I was thinking about since I have two displays here. I don't you can't see them anyways.
Yeah,
Two
yeah,
monitors.
but I know what you're
I was
talking about.
thinking I was thinking about this was I don't know, it's just a thought, but I was
Me
thinking about
too.
getting a Mac Mini and just having those two displays connected to it, and then I have my primary MacBook Air. But the computer I'm using right now, that is using connected to these two monitors, is connected to this MacBook Air, and it's connected through through Thunderbolt HDMI, and it's connected to the two screens. So that's what I use to get all my work done. But hopefully, I don't know, this some time year in the future, I hope to get a Mac Mini that's connected to those two
Now,
monitors.
if I had millions of dollars, I'd get a Mac Pro and then a little Chromebook for like in my living room, and then a
Hmm.
specced out MacBook. Everything's specced out of a Mac
Yeah,
Pro and a MacBook Pro Retina and a Chromebook, because that's all I need. That's all I really need. Like I
yeah.
probably never use the Chromebook, but I have it.
And it comes down to your customization or not customization, but your what's the word I keep forgetting?
Comfort,
Comfort, I guess.
comfort,
Yeah, it comes down to your comfort or the way you like to use the devices. Also,
totally.
your experience. It,
Mm.
it's it's all about. It's basically when you want a device, it's all about you. Now, I will be upgrading to OS 10 Yosemite. Yeah, I hope to at least. Um, the way it looks, I like it a lot. Why? Because it's even more compatible with my iOS device. It's more connected to the ecosystem.
Yeah,
It's
because
more
you can
easier
pick
to
up
use.
calls and you can
Yeah,
listen to.
you could. So if I have my phone across the room, as I said in their WWDC keynote or whatever it's called, if my phone's across the room and I'm getting a phone call and I don't want to get up, that's also called laziness. Um, you could just pick it up from your Mac.
And if you're already on the phone call, you can walk over to your Mac and then put the phone down and just start talking. Like, answer the call on your Mac and then end the call on your phone and still continue.
Yeah, and same thing with messaging. It's all on every single device you have, even your
See,
iPad.
if I had a Mac, I'm not sure if I would use those features. Maybe every once in a while, the phone call. I'm not really talking on my phone a lot, but
Yeah, me neither.
I
Messaging. It's
yeah
all the messaging.
yeah. So I'm not sure if I would use those features, but it's just nice to have, like just to
Mhm.
have it. Um,
Yeah, and it's iOS 8 and OS 10 Yosemite are free, which I think is pretty awesome.
I'm glad
Because,
that Apple did that because I'm not sure if I would have the fun, like my quote budget. Uh,
yes,
After I like do all the math, I'm not sure if whatever, like probably $80 is gonna cover a new software update. So, um,
yeah, because sometimes in the near future they may have a better iOS or a better operating system, which they do because iOS
now
7. Then they came across iOS 8. So
I have a
yeah,
question. I'm not sure if you know the answer, but say you have iOS 7 here, right? And then you skip iOS 8 and and then this is still available for iOS 9, right? Can you just download iOS 9 or you have to download iOS 7, 8, and then 9?
so you're saying
Can you?
what? So, for example, if I had, let's just say I had, what's it, iOS 7, and then they came out with iOS 8 and iOS 9, are you saying that can you skip from iOS 7 or iOS 8 to right to 9?
If you didn't want iOS 8 and then you wanted 9 when iOS 9 came out, can you just like jump from iOS 7 to 9? Because my grandmother, she has an iPhone 4S and she has iOS 6 on it,
Hmm.
and she planned on upgrading to iOS 8. And now does she have to download iOS 7 and then download iOS 8?
Well, I think because Apple pushes basically the notification saying there's a new update available, so
Yes.
it probably will just skip the 7, the iOS 7,
Yeah,
and go
most
right to the
likely.
8. But I really don't know because I never had that experience with.
I've never had that experience either. I'm usually, when I see an update, I update.
Yeah, me too. And one of the features in iOS 7 is that we're talking about updates now. So for what's it called? Automatic updates through at the App Store. I like that feature.
Yeah, and some of my apps don't have automatic update, which
You
I'm
you could probably tweak that in the settings.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, just go to like settings or general, and then like
yeah,
software updates or just
because
updates, and then
everything is
show
in
that.
general. Yeah, it's fine, but
Yeah. So I think we talked about iOS 6, or not iOS 6, iPhone 6, the iPhone 6, the rumored iPhone 6, iOS 8, OS 10 Yosemite. What else did we talk about? I think that's all we talked about. But there was a picture when Apple released their invitation saying that you're invited to blah 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 the keynote. There's a stage setting up. So what do you think that stage is for?
I think it's probably for. I didn't see the picture, so
Oh,
do you have a?
yeah, well, what it basically looks like, it just looks like a box. Okay, pretend it's a box that's white. That's kind of basically all. And then, but so since you don't know what it looks like, I'll give you my thoughts on what I think is going to happen in that little partial
I
box.
can
Or
probably find it on Google or Apple.com. Let me make an Apple tab. Apple. Okay. So what are your thoughts?
pardon?
So what are your thoughts? You were
On
gonna,
on
yeah, you.
I think they're going to use that building, we're calling it the box. I think they're going to be using it for demos. They're going to be, if they come out with an iWatch, they'll be showing it how it works with probably your iOS device or your actual home. And they're probably, if it's a actual thing that they're going to use, you're gonna probably use it as a house. So they're gonna demo a house with if they come up with an iWatch, and with the software they have with iOS 8 and with your home. So that's what I think they're gonna be using it for demoing stuff like iHome or not iHome, HomeKit, and some of those things that if they come up with a wearable and an iWatch, they'll be demoing it with that stuff for your HomeKit with iOS 8.
So yeah, that sounds. I can picture it. So.
Yeah. So.
I am on Apple.com and I'm scrolling through our favorite accessories, and everything is gold. It's champagne gold. Lenses, Beats by Dr. Dre, cases, Mophie Juice Specs cases, and wow.
Yeah, well, they did buy Beats Audio, so
Yeah.
actually, speaking of Beats, what do you think they're going to be using Beats for?
Hopefully they put Beats in the iPhone. Cause I'm not saying I'm not gonna rip on Beats. I'm not gonna say they're great, but I'm not gonna say they're bad. They have okay audio because when I was upgrading my phone, I tested out the HTC One original instead of the one before the M8, and it has good audio. Um, and I just wonder what people are gonna say about how having two different operating systems on two different phones with the same audio quality, with the same like company. It's gonna be like, how did that like? I'm not sure if they're gonna.
My question. Go ahead.
I'm just wondering, like, can they keep selling the HTC One? Like, after, is Apple gonna take control of like those sales, or?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Good.
I actually don't know.
Because Apple now owns Beats. Can they like just all the sales that went to Google or Android from
So
the
you're saying can Apple stop all these Beats products that are in other phones, or actually?
no, like all the sales that went into HTC is that company, yeah.
Yeah.
For like all the money that HTC is making from Beats,
That,
is Apple like getting that money direct right to Apple? Because like
yeah.
technically they own it, so
When Apple bought Beats, my question was, does Apple own the audio in the HTC phones?
yeah. When I first heard that, I'm like, wait,
Because Apple owns it, so it's like you have basically an Apple product in a different brand, which is an HTC.
Android.
Yeah. So
I don't know. I don't know.
yeah,
I'm not sure if it's really any of my business.
yeah.
So, but
Yeah.
you didn't have an agenda for this, right? Okay.
No, I didn't really have an agenda. Just Apple, because Apple's keynote is tomorrow. Because
Yeah.
why we're talking about everything Apple, basically. Um.
Oh, I just wasn't
So,
sure.
do you think they're going to be coming out with a updated Apple TV?
The question.
And do you use it? Do you have an Apple TV?
We did. It just wasn't necessary for us. We just wouldn't use it because we have an Ouya,
Yeah.
and that did all because it really did everything we needed to do. The Apple TV, it just had so many features we weren't using,
Mhm.
so it wasn't really necessary, and so we no longer have it. But I mean, I liked it. I just there was so many features I wasn't using. But now, if I probably bought one, the new one would come out like tomorrow, and then the there's a lot more features now that I have a lot more products that are compatible with it. Because I only had my iPod Touch 4th generation, and there's so many things that like I never used. But
See, I use Apple TV for a couple of reasons. One of them is that I can take the screen on my iPhone. Oh,
yeah,
speaking. But I can take the screen on my iPhone and display it on my Apple TV or my iPad or my Mac, and that's one of the reasons why I got it.
it's just like this. Like I would use that feature, but I don't know how or when I would use it. Like I'm not sure
Yeah,
when I would honestly like go and be like, okay, I'm gonna like screen share, right? And that's what's called screen sharing, right?
yeah,
But I wouldn't like actually be like, okay, I'm gonna go screen share. Like I would only use it for probably my videos, like to show my patrons,
yeah.
cause that's what I'm just gonna start doing in my videos, all my patron videos.
Also with OS 10 Yosemite, if you plug in your iPhone to
Yep.
your Mac, or I don't, it probably works with iTunes. I don't know, but when you plug your iPhone or iPad into your Mac, what it does is if you launch QuickTime, it can display what's on your phone and start recording whatever's on it. So
That's
this
a feature that
this would be good for app reviews. So if you do any app reviews, then what you do, if you want to have your screen shown in a video, you just plug it in your Mac and open QuickTime and just start recording and show the people of what the app that you're reviewing, or just kind of anything else on that software on your iPhone.
Apple's thinking about YouTubers. um, I think that's a good feature because honestly, I know like how hard it is to do an app review because like, oh well, it's on my iPad, it's on my iPhone, and I need to screen share it. And I need to screenshot it. It's like, well, I can do this a few times, but how am I? It's not really gonna work. So I'm glad that Apple is finally thinking about like, oh okay, yeah, they need this.
Yeah.
I'm not
Plus,
sure how long that feature is gonna last.
it depends. Yeah, that's true.
I'm not sure how long it's gonna last, but
Yeah. So we talked about a pretty decent amount of stuff for Apple for this live viewer Geekgasm Hangout, and as I keep
it's
saying,
something like Android. Go ahead.
but Apple's keynote is tomorrow, and I think we're gonna go ahead and round down or tune down. It's about half an hour into this broadcast, so any last words to the viewers, Kobe? Links?
Uh, no. Uh,
No.
no. What I said in the beginning. So yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks everyone for joining this live viewer Geekgasm Hangout. If you're watching this live, thank you for joining. If you're watching this not live, after recording, thank
You
you
still
for
watched
watching
it.
either way. Yep, you can still watch it. And thanks for watching. We'll see you later.